Good, numbing. Hello, YouTube. Hope you're all doing well. We're back with, I think it's session 16 of all our time in Amphoreus, but the second stream of the Finan patch. Last time we did actually completely finish the quest. It was like just kind of like 6.5 hours of story with very few fights in between, which is fine because the story was amazing. It was effective, but the fights that we could have done, we skipped because that was part of the point when we were playing as Finan that we could just press triangle and it be done. I think like the only mandatory fights we did was fighting Dawn Denied Kaslana or like the True Flame Reaver, and then the very scripted to win fights with Mighty, Cass, and Hyacinth. And like that was it. But this time, since we finished, we literally, like, the second, like, the quest wrapped up, I had to wrap up the stream yesterday, because, like, I was playing it very tight with timing. Also, I only had Akka on there for a reference. If you get it, you get a cookie. But I have mostly finished my build of Finan, so we will rock him for today. We're going to explore Aedes Elysiae, because we didn't get a chance to properly. Do some quests and whatnot, and then come back to Cyrene and see what her side quest is about. Because we have 17 15 chests and 2 problems the spirit views around. We've got the bugs to find. We've got some puzzles to solve. So we're just going to kind of like poke around. Additionally, the As I've Written, we need to check that and read that. But I'll leave that till later. I'm not going to start the stream with just hard reading. We'll explore a little first and see what we find. But I hope you've all been doing well. I hope anyone who's been rolling for Finan managed to get him. It's amazing, Eep. Long as I'm here, no bird's going to steal a single grain. That's mostly the Scarecrow's doing. Standing on the shoulders of giants count as being capable too, Eep. Also, I learned, just by experimenting with him, this swing, I mean, you can kind of tell just by looking at it, but it has a gargantuan fucking reach. Like, it will just reach things. It's like, oh, okay. Like, it will just hit. The world is just a gargantuan sandbox game. Within a person's lifetime, they can only involve themselves in 1/1,000,000th of the known universe. Seven movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I see the problem. How do we get the fuck past? Because we can't move from here without falling off. Yeah, okay. How about... There we go. we do play loop-de-loops. Because we did literally none of this last time. Because we didn't even go to anywhere, like, I said we did come to Aedes Elysiae, but we came here on, like, strict story, so we couldn't really explore and get any loot for it. It literally said, like, 0 treasure chests. And I'll wait for a few people to, like, hop in before I recap what happened last time, because I'm sure there'll be a couple people that'll, like, either miss some parts of the last stream or whatever that are just curious what happened. But I'll wait until a few more people hop in before I start recapping. Finan's memory. Finan! I prepared a farewell gift for you. Aren't you happy? What kind of gift? I can't show you yet, or it won't be a surprise. But, to make up for it, I can tell you a little secret. The dummy Piso has also prepared something for you. He's just way too shy to say anything. Oh, take care of yourself, alright? I will. Livia's going to study hard and learn lots and lots of things. Then when I'm a big kid, I'll drag that dummy Piso with me, and we'll go on an adventure to save the world together. Hey, Finan, how much longer do you think it will take us to be as amazing as you? Don't worry, it won't be long. How I wish I could grow up faster. Why do days in Aedes Elysiae have to go by so slow? Yesterday, once more. Once if I talk to her normally. Where did that bunny would be fine too, I guess. Where did that butterfly go? Oh, I know you. You're Finan's friend. Are you chasing butterflies? Not chasing, I'm just observing. That one was a silver-winged butterfly, the kind with little star-shaped spots on its wings, so pretty. Do you like butterflies? I know lots of beautiful ones. I even know where they live. I can take you to see them if you promise to be my friend. Oh, I've got to go. Take care. Isn't this the girl that Finan ended up having to kill because she got consumed by the black tide and became a monster? That's a thought. That's an unsettling fear, like terrifying thought. Oh, hey, Zag. Not running? Hey, my old friend, but you didn't expect to run into old Birdlos here of all places. Well there, judging by the looks, you're probably thinking, am I seriously seeing a ghost right now? Well, whether or not you are, I will say with full confidence that based on my highly meticulous deduction, I am at this exact moment a ghostly figment conjured by your own subconscious. Don't get it twisted. First, I'm the one and only real Bartolos. Secondly, the real Bartolos truly wouldn't be in Aedes Elysiae right now normally. Just think of a little miracle to see old Bartolos here. You will start seeing a lot more of us anyway. Yeah, this is the game's way of saying, look, I know in the timeline he's gone, but fuck it, we don't want to get rid of this mechanic yet. Catch you later, old friend. A few more surprises for you out there, so keep your eyes peeled. You want to know what's beyond the sea, but I can't say and I can't swim, Eep. I heard there's a sea splitting prayer. Rendering my form, setting free. Facing the sea, the flowers bloom in spring, and someone's fishing rod lies waiting nearby. Sea stuff, but hey, landing a catch isn't the only way to win. So it's probably why he also has a little bit of a slower swing compared to some other characters, because he has, like, ungodly range. Make that the active quest. I'm not interested in doing the bird clash just yet. I know Cyrene we'll talk to last. Okay, so we've just done a circle around, like, the neighboring area. Wind chimes, like, love you tune. Nothing happens other than that. Oh, you really thought I'd summon a sprite or it'd summon a sprite or something? Okay, nothing along this little thread in front of the farm. You there, young lady. Those eyes are shining bright. Let's play a game, shall we? Let's see if you gaze and keep up with me, Eep. Can you guess where I am? Search the closer pile. You found me. Eagle eyes indeed. Want to play again, Eep? Okay, that wasn't particularly hard. That was like a fucking Mario Party minigame. Finan! Is this Leeway? No, this is Aedes Elysiae. Finan, good timing. Have you seen Piso around? Piso tick you off again? You bet. His teacher came knocking. Said the little rascal's been skipping class lately. I was about to have a real talk with him, but to my surprise, he vanished first thing this morning. Must have known what was coming and ran off early. Also, hey Fable, hope you're doing well. He might be over by the granary. Got it. I'll go drag him back in a bit. Thanks for the heads up. A little scamp. If only he was half as easy to deal with as you. About that upcoming trip. You guys set a date out, the head out yet? I caught some fat rabbits the other day, and they're all cured and ready. Make sure to swing by to grab them before you leave. It'll probably be soon. Alright, once you pick the day, let me know. I'll walk you to the ferry myself. If you ask me, I'd say young folks should go out there and see the worlds themselves. It's better than having stuck here forever. When you get tired, just come home. The smoke in the village always rises earlier than Aquila. I'm heading off, see you. Go on then, I've got a certain brat to hunt down. But yeah, we finished the main story last time, but I had to like wrap it up like the second it finished because I just got busy. So we're exploring the land that we got access to, Finan's homeland, the Aedes, Elysiae. And we've got a side quest with Cyrene that we can do. And we're just going to see how it goes. I'll probably end up yapping and like talking. I'm just kind of waiting for people to hop in so I can talk about like the story and like break it down for those who missed it. A faceless statue of the Time Titan stands here, much like the one you encountered in the Abyss of Fate. It stands in silent vigil over the village, like an ancient tree that has weathered countless storms. Maybe this tiny village really is under the protection of time. How else could it remain so perfectly preserved against the ravages of time? A sudden dizziness washes over you. For a moment, you think you hear echoes from the distant past. You're making that up! How could anyone catch 40 fish in just one afternoon? I'm not! Then where are those fish now? I set them all free! That was easy. Wish they were all like that.
I have appraised it all. No fakes.
Finan's father? Finan, you brat, you're finally back. Skipping out on chores again. Where did you go? Me? I was just out back in the warehouse. Messing with those ancient treasures from the Crisis War again, were you? Be honest, that little clay jar you're obsessed with. I bet it's just Piso's granddad's old pickle crock. Let's not argue over that now, Dad. What I wanted to say is, I've packed my bags. Oh. I almost forgot, kid. You're quick on your feet. Just for me, your mum doesn't believe it. Where are you leaving? Your mother and I will see you off. Or when are you leaving? At the lucid hour of the day after tomorrow. You don't have to send me off. It's too early, and the fieldwork never ends. I'll be fine on my own, really. Alright, have it your way, kid. Not long ago, you couldn't even lift a hoe, and now you're off to Castum Kremnos to train with a sword. If Aedes Elysiae ever loses this wheat field, I don't know how we'd keep track of the seasons. Ha! I'm afraid I won't be around to help you and Mum harvest for a long while. Don't worry about it. Your mother and I are still strong as a pair of oxen. Even without you, we'll keep this household running just fine. Focus on your swordsmanship. Don't ever get lost in idle thoughts. Even if you never become the deliverer they sing about in legends, or can't protect the whole world, you still need to come back and protect this little village of ours. How many times do I have to say it? I'm not cut out to be some deliverer. Oh, if only he knew. Any other lines? Is it a closer look? Nothing's broken. Maybe you just needed the right moment to ring. Hey, Mum, I'm home. Look at your expression. Got your bags all packed. Can't hide anything from you, huh? Yeah, I'm all set. Heading out the day after tomorrow. You've always been easy to read, my sweet child. Since you were little, I just had to glance your way to know what's on your mind. You said you're going to Castum Kremnos, right? I wonder how far that is from our Aedes Elysiae. Ha, no clue. I heard the Castum Kremnos roams around slowly like a dromus. Don't worry, Mum. Once I finish my studies, I'll come straight home. Who knows, maybe one day that city will wander right past our village. Then I'll have to keep watch from the haystack, just to see if a mountain-sized dromus is heading for Aedes Elysiae. When that day comes, your dad and I will fire up the stove, get a feast ready. You'll see the golden fields, the kitchen smoke curling, and know you're home. Ha, even without the smoke, I'll always know where home is. I know these wheat fields better than anyone, except Dad, maybe. When I get back, I want honey sun cake, smoked version, of venison with olive juice. Knew you'd say that. And if you make any friends, bring them home. The whole village will throw a proper feast to welcome them. You got it. Can't help wondering, fucking Jesus Christ, the people I'll meet out there. I believe in you. You'll definitely find kind, sincere people to walk beside you. Oh yeah, he definitely finds a family. Remember to treat them with the same kindness. Never let their hearts go cold or hopes turn sour, okay? Ah. I won't, Mum. I won't let anyone down. Not them, not you, not Dad. Okay, now this cycles back round here.
I've appraised it all. No fakes.
It's fruitcake, fruit pie, mods on the table. Looks like the girl in the courtyard's got magic hands and a second stomach just for sweets. I was like, well, Cyrene can make those fucking sweets, huh? He's out in silence, waiting for a party to start. Maybe one day you and your companions will gather here and dig in together. Okay. Ah, because I needed... Okay. Oh, how are we going to do this? Because we need him to be on the yellow when we press the yellow, so he drops down. And then the reason why we go down the ladder is because it holds him in place on the blue long enough for us to cross the bridge. Okay, there we go. You have to catch it on the in-between.
Is this also a blessing of the Trailblaze?
I was like, wasn't there like a staircase in the back here? I was looking for it. Oh, hey, you fuck. Like every old Bartolos got caught, I got a short story for you. See, there's this one time back in Yanisopolis, I played a neat little game. I laid out 3 boxes in front of the crowd, and they only had to pay 1 coin to guess which had the treasure. Pick the right one, treasure was theirs. But after they made their pick, I wouldn't open it just yet. Instead, I'd pop open one of the others, an empty box, and say, look, this one's got nothing. Want to change your pick? Of course, they should change it, because it changes it changes the odds of your choice. But how do you know old Bartolos didn't secretly switch to treasure while you were thinking it over? Ah, wonder why I tell you all this? Now go open these 3 little treasure chests I brought you and see what happens when old Bartolos gets a little mischievous. Hehehe.
I have appraised it all. No fakes.
Did they all count? I think they did, because yeah, that spiked up in treasure chest count. So as I've written, I'll read through like later on. There is a lot to read through, I imagine.
I've appraised it all.
The path to Membris Maze has long been forgotten. Your arrival has brought the forest back to life. Since the leaves and vines have opened wide to welcome you, since ancient songs have guided your steps, we too shall treat you as an honoured guest. We'll gather round the fire and share the rain, the stories, and the laughter. When that day comes, don't forget to tell us your story too. How did you become chief? That was a long time ago. Back then, saplings had yet to stretch towards the sky. You could still count the rings inside a tree stump, and the maze wasn't nearly as full as it is today. The first fairies to arrive, some ran off to play in the deep woods, some fell asleep and never wanted to wake up. As for me, I simply wandered to wherever help was needed. I don't know how long it's been, but little by little the village grew more lively, and then one day, the children started calling me chief. What do you do? Being a chief isn't as easy as you think. Planting crops, drinking water, I have to handle it all. And when the fairies get into fights, I'm the one who has to break them up. Then there's the praying to the heart of the maze. Or heart of maze, listening to the whispers of time, interpreting the prophecies it leaves behind, and above all, there's the waiting for it to come true, waiting for fate to draw near, waiting you see, is the most important job of all. Promise soon the little ones he tells me outside, they'll wag their tails.
Is this also a blessing of the Trailblades?
Oh, that one's too high, I guess. Sorry, but we're full. The table's plenty big. Fine. Pull me up and the table's yours. That's how I wake up every day. Is there a friendly game of pen pal going? Aww. Come one, come all, take a look, Memmy. Step right up, step right in, come and taste it, Memmy. Welcome, dear guest. Would you like to order today? Candied, quillob berries, quillob fruit brew, oven break quillob berry pie, quillob salad, quillob berry jam. We got it all, Memmy, take your break. What? Quillobs it is, then. Sorry, Memmy, truth is we don't have any quillobs. I was just practicing my restaurant service lines. Even though the restaurants in the maze have long been closed, I've always dreamed of being a server, Memmy, carrying hot dishes fresh from the kitchen, unlimited staff meals every day. They must have the best job in the world. I even think I was born for it, Memmy. But before that, I need to practice and practice hard.
I've appraised it all. No fix.
So I got to ring the bells. 22 cicada shells, 15.5 cobbles, and 7 flower petals. That's my entire fortune rounded up. I could buy half of the maze, Memmy. Wilted petals aren't worth much anymore, but I don't care, Memmy. You know why? Because I'm rich. How'd you earn all that? I hadn't the slightest clue, Memmy. That day I was about to trade a petal for a quillob when a gust of wind blew it into the stream. I sighed a big mem sigh. Then I looked down and my feet were surrounded by shiny, glittery cobbles. Fate really is full of surprises, Memmy. I got so mad I just tossed them all away, Memmy. Then the cobbles hit a tree branch, and the cicada shells came raining down like a summer storm, Memmy. In an instant I had everything, and it felt so empty, Memmy. What should I spend it all on? Buy a feast for a banquet. Now you've made my tummy rumble, Mimi. I want to eat something warm and delicious too. But even if I offered a whole cobble as a reward, I doubt there's a single proper chef left in all the maze, Mimi. They all just want food. Oh, this one's like an interesting one. Oh, no, these are big pieces. Okay, might not have been the exact way they expected me to do it, but it worked.
Is this also a blessing of the Trailblades?
That carries on, interestingly. Remember means lower floor. Okay, we'll check out over here first and we'll circle back to that.
I have appraised it all.
A lyre enchanted found its own. Forever weaving melodies, no applause or tips required. Hey there, new guest. Welcome, Mimi. If you have you got your eyes stuck on my dance, can't look away, huh, Mimi? Oh, no surprise. I've been practicing this routine forever. Every move is etched into my head. By the way, Mimi, have you come across any other dancing fairies lately? They always run off the moment I get close. I thought maybe they were just scratching an itch. Yeah, there's like everyone sneaking in some secret practice, all hoping to wow the crowd at the dance party. The dance is starting soon. I need to get ready to shine. Don't forget to come cheer for me. Aww. Came here to dance, new guest. The outfit, are you dressed as a cold, mysterious knight from a story? You might even win the dance crowd yourself. Every time there's a big tree sprouts new leaves, we host a new dance. We pluck the freshest twigs and weave in the crowd for the finest dancer. I'll let you on a secret. The winner gets a big tree's blessing and one wish. What do you wish for? As a dancer, there's only one wish worth making is let the dance go on forever and ever. A Midsummer's Night's Dream. Oh. Let's go down to the lower floor. Exit through the hollow in the tree and descend to the lower level. Check your mailbox. Deep green moss is kept into the top plate. This mailbox, made by tiny fairies, is so old that even the wind can slip effortlessly right through its cracks, just like your gaze does. Inside you see a mountain of letters lying forgotten. Take a peek. Your morality wars with curiosity, yet your hand has already made the choice for you. To my dear friend Snowy. Aw. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. You haven't written back once since that rushed goodbye. Do you still remember our promise to explore the outside world together? I've been diligently practicing my branch swings 100 times every single day, Mem. You're so terribly late that I'm really starting to get upset, Mem. Even if you've already embarked on your journey without me, please write and share your adventures. I'll read them as bedtime stories and fall asleep with your letters beneath my pillow. Your dear friend, Mifa, Mem. P.S. Snowy, the chief borrowed your wondrous cleaning gadget and completely wore it out. I've tried everything to fix it, but nothing works. Now the dust on my cabinet is thick as a snowdrift and flies everywhere at the slightest touch. What should I do, my dear friend? It's a letter from Finan's childhood pen pal. Finan, just how many pals did you actually have? Tiny Fairy Mifa Mem has been waiting all this time for Finan's reply. What should we do now? I'll write for one. If I were Finan, he definitely would. Most don't realize your quill pen just isn't for battle. There's one surprise usage for it. It writes! You haven't written in ages. Honestly, you're kind of itching to start. First, addressing the recipient. How should you begin the letter? Imitate Finan's tone of voice. Dear pal, fills me with joy to receive your letter. Well, for the middle, me for Mems into adventure stories. What should you tell him? No, I'm going to keep it to Finan. I know it's like, hey, you can either do your wing or Finan's. Finan's journey is going to take a long while to tell. Arkema, Castum Kremnos, Grove, Epiphany, Abyss of Fate. I've walked through so many places over the years. And the ending. Me for Mem has no clue how to clean their treehouse. Time to help him out. Teach him how to make a broom. What he needs back there is actually called a broom. Well done. Well, that wasn't so hard after all. Dear me for Mem, dear friend, I was ecstatic to receive your letter. I'm sorry I had to set out on a journey without saying goodbye. Some things just couldn't wait. As time flies, the past feels like a hazy trance, a brief nap on a heap of grass in a maze. It's as if I'm speaking to my past self as I open this letter. Regardless, thank you for writing to me. Abyss of Fate, Arkema, Crastum Kremnos. I have wandered far these past few years, but I think you'd like the Grove best. The people there live atop an ancient towering tree, old and grand enough to house 10,000 little fairies. I pursued my studies there for a period of time and met reliable friends and teachers I'll never forget. One day I hope I can introduce them to you. That thing I made for you back then is actually called a broom, an essential tool in the outside world. All you need are 30 leaves, each as long as your arm, and some sturdy grass rope to bind them together. Counting to 30 is a bit much, just ask the chief for help. Best of luck to you. I know our paths will cross again someday, and when they do, I'll tell you every story I've ever lived. Forever and always your good friend. Mission complete. You slip the letter into the mailbox. Wonder what kind of face me for men will make when they get the letter. Maybe the reply will arrive tomorrow. Come check it again then. With a nervous heart, you waited for the mailbox all day, until at a certain hour, you heard a sharp clang. I thought it was going to be an actual lie. I have to come back, but no. The old mailbox stands there awkwardly, tottering as if a gentle wind might knock it over. Then you open the door, scattering bits of grass and dust amid the cobwebs and moss. A brand new letter lies atop of the old stack. To my dear friend Snowy, you wrote back! I was so excited that I greeted every passing fairy. The chief told me you'd gone somewhere far, far away and couldn't possibly reply. I never believed him, so it was really you, wasn't it? I followed your instructions and made a broom. The house was sparkling clean in no time. The power of a broom is incredible. I probably shouldn't check the mailbox daily. It's getting worn out so fast. Back then, you fixed it in just one afternoon with all those clinking and clanking. How exactly did you do it? I'd like to fix it myself, but I simply can't remember how. Your dear friend, Mefamem. Mefamem's handwriting is literally leaping off the page, the delight radiating through the paper. Keep replying for Finan. No turning back now. Yeah, okay, I guess we're doing this. First up, the opening. The solemnity letter. Mefamem seems to have noticed something is amiss. How to convince her otherwise? Share some of Finan's secrets. Of course I'm Finan, good partner, when I was 8. Now for the middle, the heart of any letter. Mefamem wants to know how to fix the mailbox. Honestly, it could use some fixing. Teach him about mortise and tenon joints. And travels an ancient kingdom where the carpentry defied all I knew. And then the ending. I make a good one makes all the difference. Seriously, you want to make it a topic of writing some blind, this is it. Maybe just wrap it up with nice and simple. Yeah, I'll give you the top option because it's like, it's clearly that's the what Finan would pick, and we're going to go with that, and not the what would Azel pick, because I think the Mefamem will catch on. Things isn't hard, sanding, carving, shaping. It's a lot of practicing swordsplay when it's composed of countless extremely simple movements. Dear friend, of course I'm Finan. Born in Aedes, Elysiae, I am the son of Hieronymus and Odata. Well, my family bonds nearly ended the day I left the wheat out in the rain when I was 8. Let's just say a parent's tough love is a form of love nonetheless. Likewise, maybe the village chief was just worried that you'd been scammed. A little caution never hurt anyone after all. I once journeyed to the ancient land where people lived on ships. Their homes adorned with vast resplendent sails gliding across the void. They had a unique philosophy of woodworking, using interlocking mortise and tenon joints to build structures of astonishing stability. Perhaps that might inspire you in fixing your mailbox. Fixing things isn't hard. Sanding, carving, shaping. It's a lot like practicing swordplay, composed of countless, extremely simple moments. Best of luck, partner. Forever and always your good friend. In one go, what kind of face Mefamem will make when you get this letter? Maybe the reply will arrive tomorrow. Just come check again. Nervous heart, you wait for the mailbox all day until at a certain hour you heard a sharp clang. Mill's been reborn. No more moss, no more cracks, no more chilly wind whistling through. It stands proud and tall now, ready for your inspection. You simply reach the mailbox, sure enough, and your letter rests right on top of the stack. So my dear friend Snowy, how I wish you could see the mailbox now. While I was at it, I fixed the crooked shelves and creaky beams too. Even if I'm gone one day, they'll still stand solid and steady, right up until the world's very end. There's something I've been curious about for a while. How is it that I receive replies so promptly whenever I send you a letter? Would you mind sharing that little secret with me? All this activity has made my tummy rumble like crazy. I can still remember exactly how that cookie tasted when you broke it in half and shared it with me. If you wouldn't mind, could you teach me your recipe? Even without me from them spelling it out, you can tell the repair project was a success. That warm sense of satisfaction washes over you. You owe me another one now, deliverer. Yeah. It's like, fine, and I'm bailing you out here. First thing first, opening. It's puzzled how you managed to reply so quickly. How should you explain? Think of a plausible reason. At Kefali's feet lies Arkema, home of a group of red-haired messengers. Now for the middle part, Mephamem wants to know how to make cookies, eat, nap, and eat again, just how the fairies live their best life. Teach them how to make crisp wheat biscuits. I mean, yeah, they're in a farm, so of course they're going to need to know how to make wheat stuff. I hadn't tasted any myself. Then just a gentle check-in. Make sure you're eating well, sleeping tight, and smiling every day. All done. Well, that wasn't so hard. Dear Mephamem, dear friend, I'm so glad you noticed. At Kefali's feet lays Arkema, home to a group of red-haired messengers. They're about as tall as you are and can open doorways between realms, sending letters with a whoosh right to where they need to be. That's how this letter found its way to you. To think you'd still remember that. It's been a while since I last tasted it too. I recall it was olive oil and wheat flour kneaded into dough, baked in an oven. As for the sugar, how many spoonfuls did Mum use again? I was too busy eating to pay attention. I kept telling myself I'd have the opportunity to learn the recipe before I leave. You can give it a few more tries. That's all from me for now. Eat well and sleep tight. Be happy and live joyfully. Forever and always your good friend. Smooth. I wonder what kind of face men will make when they get that reply. Maybe the reply will arrive tomorrow. Just to check again. Nervous heart, you wait for the mailbox all day. But this time, what arrived wasn't a new letter. Is it just going to be the... Yeah, me from Mem that's going to be like, I knew it was you! Me. Is this the little fairy's been writing the final all along? Why won't the wind chime ring anymore? Did something happen? A visitor I've never seen before, Mimmy. No matter how strong the wind, how heavy the rains, or how hard I strike it, the wind chime won't make a sound. So I'm wondering maybe something's broken, Mimmy. Little fairy seems troubled. You've been pen pals this long, might as well see it through. I'll give it a try. Mimmy? Really? Thank you, kind passerby. Tramsy stubbornly silent. Try ringing it one more time? Is that a horizontal sigh? Victory is close. Try ringing it one more time. Ding! Mimmy! I wonder how many times the riverfish have swum upstream, and how many mornings the dewdrops have dried. How many visits the postman has made and gone. Even Grandpa Pine's tears have turned into shining amber, and yet just now I heard it again. Mem, the same clear ringing sound, just like back then. It's like fate sent you to me. Thank you so much, Mimmy. That wind chime, is it really that important to you? Mimmy, that chime was a gift from my best friend. Back then, neither of us had even ever left our home. We promised when the chime rang, we'd head out into the world together, Mimmy. But after our hurried goodbye, he never came back to Maze, and he never sent another letter. I kept wondering, maybe he just wasn't ready, or maybe right before he left, he got scared and quietly sneaked into the treehouse, pulled the big leaves over the window, tucked himself in the bed and fell asleep so deeply he still hasn't woken up. That really sounds like something he'd do. Busy. Guess staying busy isn't so bad. Staying busy isn't so bad. I wanted to see the world outside Maze too, but every time I step out the door, scary thoughts start bouncing in my head like little jumpy bugs, Mimmy. The house still needs tidying. I haven't packed food. If I'm gone too long, what will happen back home? And the wind chime hasn't rung. That can't be a good sign, can it? I rack my brain and never find answers. In the end, I always slink back home, tail tucked low. Just between us, my friend who hasn't written in so long finally sent me a letter, Mimmy. That's wonderful news. It is. He sent so many, Mimmy. He taught me how to clean the tree house, how to fix the mailbox, how to cook delicious food, and told me so many stories about the outside world, just like before. So I cleaned up the house, repaired the mailbox in the roof, and packed my food. This time, I have no more excuses. Even if he's not by my side, I'm taking that first step, Memi. I'll let you on a little secret. Today's the day I set off. Do you think I can really do it? Of course. But whatever choice you make, I believe we'll meet again, somewhere along the way. Meh. Mem? I don't know why, but I feel like this isn't the first time we've met. Thank you. The time to depart has come, Mimi. That was a very cute little side thing we did that I stumbled into by just clicking a fucking mailbox. That was adorable. Offer a farewell to Finance pen pal. Oh, I'm participating in the fairies ball. Not even a wiggle. Goes down a knock twice. 2 knocks echo back on the other side. Someone protesting against what you do. Mem, can't I get some sleep around here? I'm going to put a hex on you. The fairy hand raises her hand and starts channeling some energy. Close your eyes in dread. Close your eyes in anticipation. Seriously, can't we just keep our eyes open for once? You shut your eyes and wait, but nothing happens. No transformation into a chimera, no instant aging into a granny. You don't even have to log back into the game. Maybe I've been staying at home for far too long. I can't even cast anymore. How could this happen? Well, you trip at the tree hollow. You trip into a tree hollow the second you leave, Mem. Welcome to Aedes, Elysiae. Disturb the slumber of fairies. Forced to stay at home, fairy. So on the strange noise, you found your target source right out the ground. Hey, what's the big idea? The month of reaping isn't here yet. See the vegetable garden? I stay buried long enough like a radish. I'll sprout into many copies of myself. But radishes don't grow like you do. Say what you will. I need to prepare for the upcoming month of cultivation. Oh, I can't step into that. I was going to say, oh, what's that? If your head, don't burrow to the dry weather. Times are tough right now, but hope is just ahead. Hang in there, Mem. Push through the mud with everything you got and see how beautiful the world is. And me, Memi, I'll be right here waiting for you. She's not too tired. I'm talking to the seeds, Memi. It hasn't rained in ages. The soil's gone dry. Well... Oh, no, there is actually sky above us. Like I said, aren't we in a cave? No. There's something to clean them out, Mimi. Hang in there with the bare fruit, into the most delicious dish in the maze, and eat every last bite. Is there anything else here?
I've appraised it all. No fix.
The chef caught me dozing off while I was cooking the soup today. I got a big lecture this time. But when I hear this note, it feels so warm and cozy inside, and suddenly everything's better again, Mem. Stop ringing that, Mem. It is prime nap time for everyone. I just dreamt the vines in the field had grown into towering trees, covered in little white blossoms. Even the breeze smelled so sweet, I could have sniffed it forever. I'm going back to sleep and finishing that dream, Mem. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Fucking fine. Did I speak straight fucking clean through it? Fine then. And this circles back up here. So I think we spoke to all of the fairies along the way. Yeah. Alright, let's leave. because I will start Cyrene's little side quest. I think will be a good thing to do. Hey, Cyrene. Hello. Azel's surprised expression. Oh, there's still Cyrene speaking. Wait, it said Azel's surprised expression. I was like, is this narration? Azel's surprised expression is just what the memories recorded. You know me? Rather than knowing you, it might be better described as, I remember you. Yes, you must be really perplexed, Azel. I wish I could give you answers, but I feel helpless about the current situation too. It's me, Azel. Don't you recognize me? Or did I really change that much? You're Mem. Pretty unbelievable for me too. It's like I had a long, long dream. Cyrene's memories and Mem's memories, they're all tangled together. But when I woke up, there were only broken fragments left. I can no longer remember those 30 million cycles. Luckily, I can still remember my Crisis Air companions from this life, and you, Azel. Everyone sacrificed everything for this world, and my heart is tied to their fates too. I want to start a new chapter as soon as possible. It's just that you complained to me before about a book called Versions that always stops at the most captivating parts. Perhaps just how fate works, huh? Sometimes I get frustrated because of that. But looking at it another way, I didn't get to read all of that. It auto-advanced. But look at it another way, it's really important to calm down and clear your head before making a big decision. And Aedes Elysiae is the perfect place for that. Cast off your heavy feelings, take a deep breath, and as a memento for our reunion, please allow me to offer you a gift, Azel. 3, 2, 1.
Check it out! Doesn't this scarecrow look just like you? I spent ages observing just to get it right.
Oh, that's it for the dialogue. Now, we've also planted the seeds of the trailblaze in Aedes Elysiae. Take it as part of the start of another journey. And when the time is right, let us return here and write the next page of our story together. In case Azel feels up to it before we set off, you can come find me anytime. I'll be waiting for you here. Oh, it's even got the fucking hat on it? That's funny. The scarecrow, resembling you in both form and spirit, is smiling at you. Is this Cyrene's welcome gift? Do you remember what she said? If you're not in the mood, go. If you're in the mood, go play with her. Oh, you taking a nap? What's this icon on the map mean? The girl once known as Mem. Mem vanished after saving you from the reversal of time. You stand before a tranquil village where rush grass sways and golden wheat ripples in the wind. There a girl named Cyrene awaits your very first meeting. Oh, I'm still missing a treasure chest. Heard her?
Take a look. This is pure genius in action.
Oh, behind this. Hang on. Oh, what's the little chimera doing here? So there's a sunset. The little chimera darted away in a flash. Maybe it's a sharp sense of caution that's kept it free from this life of toil. I guess we'll have to keep an eye out for it then. Oh, there's this kid. Mr. Finan, over here. Shh, keep it down. What trouble have you gotten yourself into this time? This one really wasn't my fault. As my dad's birthday's coming up, I thought I'd make him some gloves out of leather, and I've been in the woods a lot lately. But I skipped a few classes to do it, and now Miss Pythias is on my tail. Couldn't you just explain everything to your dad? No, wait, that'd spoil the fun. If I can't get him shocked and impressed at the same time, all his effort will go to waste. And besides, he look like someone who'll listen to explanations. Every time it's the same thing, no questions, just the cane. Oof. Anyway, don't worry, Mr. Finan. I'm your #1 follower. Even if you leave to explore the world, I'll keep all the brats here in line. When you two become legendary heroes, Livia and I will come join you. You've got to tell us about your adventures and feed us tons of delicious stuff. It's a deal, don't you get there forget. Once I leave. Alright, I get it already. Say it a million times, I know what's coming. Listen to Dad, practice archery, no picky eating, no skipping classes, no bullying Livia. Did I miss anything? Remembering it isn't enough, you gotta do it. Everything except that last one is fine. That girl's fierce. I mean, who'd even dare to bully her? Anyway, don't worry, Mr. Finan. I'm your #1 follower. Even if you leave to explore the world, I'll keep all the brats here in line. And when you two become legendary heroes, Livia and I will come join you. You've got to tell us all about your adventures and feed us tons of delicious stuff. It's a deal, don't you dare forget. Got it. I need to find a better hiding spot anyway. Catch you later. Oh. Well, hello, my esteemed guest. We meet again. Are you from the New World? I don't believe so. My connection to you is more intimate than to the outside world. Aedes Elysiae is influenced by a unique power that molds me from your memories. Magic, one might say. In this form, I inherit the ability to sense weavers and the duty to collect nymphs. I'm sure you recall my former purpose. Regardless, thank you for your continued assistance. If you find any nymphs, please lend a hand. Where's the last one I'm missing? Just tell me. Gunmaker grabs the shards and instantly refines them. The dream is sort of greater heights. Golden Thread brings tidings. They are outside a window on the 2nd floor of the Sacrament Courtyard, admiring the wheat fields from above. Oh, yeah, I kind of just skipped straight past that. Yeah, let's go get them. So we can just clean up here. And then we'll go back to Cyrene. Was it over here? I'm not getting lost, I promise. I mean, it'd be kind of like bad if I did, considering this area is not exactly big. So, like, over here, poking out a window. Oh, yeah, I see him. Wait for him to circle back round and I'll try and catch him. You scared me! Good thing I can fly, I would have fallen. Eep! The time I glide over the wheat field and watch the farmers toiling away, I can't help but think. Wouldn't it be wonderful if there were magic that could plant seeds all on its own? El Dorado! And this is going to be the, yeah, thank you for getting them all, come say hi for a reward. Oh, that's the teacher in question that's looking for him. Fine, you once said you wanted to leave Aedes Elysiae and explore the wider world. How's that going? Everything's ready now. Good to hear. Life is quiet, but out there, you need to stay sharp. Just don't pressure yourself. Whatever you choose, as long as it's what your heart tells you, that's enough. As for the info on the Grove you asked me to look into, I managed to dig up a few leads. Though I've never been there myself, they say the sages of the various schools are all brilliant minds, learned, skilled, and deeply respected. Studying under one of them would surely take you far. In that case, I gotta see this myself. That's the spirit, but I've also heard the Grove of Epiphany places great value on open debate and independent thinking. The academic scene is extremely free, so much so that bizarre and radical theories pop up all the time. If you really plan to go, you'll need to keep your eyes sharp, learn what you can, but don't lose your way. I'll keep it in mind. Well, I've rambled enough. You must have had your fill. Off with you now. Yeah, so the garment maker I think's down here. I found them all. Thank you for your dedicated work, my esteemed guest. The Symphony of Weaver chirps reminds me of a special prophecy. A mannequin forming a cocoon that envelops its body. When the cocoon faints, only a piece of golden brocade remains floating in the air. The garment maker waves a hand and it splits in two, with one half flying into your grasp. At the climax of the symphony, the fairies of Aedes Elysiae have a passion for music, excel at playing harps, and use their melodies to create a festive atmosphere. Go search for the fairy harp. You should find something in the depths of the Remembrance Maze. The prophecy mentioned a wind chime and melody too. Perhaps it's related to a nymph carrying a wind chime. Oh, is that hinting at those quests? That if you go check things around, you can find certain things? Right, let's go see what Cyrene wants. so cozy. Like, little chimera. Maybe you've run into it somewhere before.
What an adorable chimera! It deserves a really sweet name. Any ideas?
Why don't you give it a name? Really? Then I better pick something special. How about Azel? How's that? Wait, you mean I'm a chimera? Not bad, it actually fits pretty well. Just kidding, I think Azel is such a beautiful name. Aww, thanks Cyrene. As for the little chimera, why don't we let it join the Aedes Elysiai's fairy family and name it Chimera Mem? Seems really happy with its new name, Chimera Mem. I'll be calling you that from now on, little one. You're welcome to visit any time, and if you ever decide to stay, we'll bring you lots of yummy treats. You might even grow taller than that big tree over there. Wait, if that happens, won't Chimera turn into a Dromus? Kidnapping for purchase.
Hi! I'm so happy to see you. Are you here to play with me?
I noticed you're always here in the same spot. Well, swinging is just so relaxing. I love it. I tell my worries to the sky at the highest point and then leave them behind me on the way down. Well then, what do we do next? I want to do something meaningful. Great idea. I have something in mind too. Can I join you, Azel? Look, Azel! A whole plate of fresh fruit. Little joys like this always make me smile. They remind me that the world's still bustling, still full of people doing their best to live. I know what you mean. Then how about a little warm-up? Imagine someone close to Azel suddenly disappears. Just like now. What do? Cyrene, where did you go? Just kidding, the mood felt right, so I thought I'd play a little hide and seek on you. Here's the hint, I'm right next to you. Right next to me? The guards are around, the Sacrament Courtyard, the threshing grounds, the beach, but there's no sign of Cyrene, just a soft rustle of wind, until your eyes return to the tree, the swing the pond, the scarecrow she gave you when you first met. The scarecrow? That's me. Knew you'd find me. Hide and seek's the best way to see if two people are truly connected. It's like memories, they fade with time, but they never really go away. When the heart is stirred, those moments return, more vivid and more beautiful than before. I see. Maybe next time we head out on the journey, it won't be me playing hide and seek with Azel. It'll be fate, just out of reach, but I believe no matter how many times, Azel will always... Oh, but that's too heavy of a thought for a place like Aedes Elysiae. Let's go back to hide and seek. Now it's my turn to find you, okay? I'll hide somewhere you'll never find me. I'll just keep looking and looking and looking.
Now where did it go? Hiding in some corner, waiting for me to come find it?
Hide and seek can be quite tiring. You're really competitive. You'll dive into any spot, whether it's on the roof or in a wheat pile. Too bad for you, I found you every time. Aedes Elysiae is on my side after all. I lost. Well, that's frank. As a loser, your punishment is, if someday I were to disappear, you have to believe that I'll return to your side. Don't give up on that thought easily. Aww. That was very cute. This whole area is very sweet, and it's like, yeah, after all the heartbreak we went through... Created little chimeras, yeah. Oh, get 190 creation nymphs. That's insane. Alright, I think I've, like, delayed it long enough. We've basically cleared out this whole area. I think it's time I read the fucking book. So, to recap what happened last time before we dive into this, because I said I would before we do. Okay. Let me think. We learned... We were at the end of the 33,550,336th loop in an effort to stop Error Nova from happening, because when it does, it will end the world. We didn't know that at the time because we was with this cycle's Finan, because every new cycle that's happened where like the whole universe is reset or this world is reset, Finan is inevitably born within it, etc. And he goes through his journey, eventually gets to 12 core flames, and ends up having to fight the Flame Reaver. That's been happening for millions of cycles. When we got to the end of it, we were met with the Flame Reaver. Upon beating them, we learned that the Flame Reaver was not only Finan, or Kaslana as he went by now, he was the original from like the 0th cycle. Before they started cycling, the original cycle of the planet. When he got to the end, there wasn't any Flame Chaser to fight him. Instead, the Black Tide took over, and Lygus shared the truth with him, expecting him to not be able to do anything anyway, not prepared for between him and Cyrene to plot ahead and start working on this idea of Cyrene staying behind whilst Finan goes into loops upon loops to try and find a solution to stop Era Nova from happening. Unfortunately, as each cycle went by, nothing could stop it. Era Nova always came. He would try and get all the core flames, so you'd get all 12, so he'd have another 12 inside him compared to the rest. And with that new power, he would still fail. He would explain his situation to all the Chrysos heirs, explain everything going on, maybe build trust with them and become friends again. And then at the end of the day, it still wouldn't work out. As things went on and more cycles passed, he became more desperate. He became more almost systematic. He got used to hearing the same things, seeing the same people, hearing the same responses. And eventually it started getting more resistance against him because of his uncaring attitude about it. Eventually this escalated to eventually like he wasn't talking to his old friends, he was just killing core flame holders. And taking their core flames to try again. And then it would fail, and then he would try again, and then it would fail, and he would try again. We witnessed it throughout the story where him, like when he got to kill Mighty, he'd killed him hundreds of times by then. When he had to kill Castoris, he'd killed her hundreds of thousands of times. By the time he got to Hyacinth, he'd killed her millions of times. It became more systematic and more uncontrollable. He would just do it. Yet we learned as well through that he never 100% completely lost his original humanity. So taking a sip of water. Because even Mighty commented on it, there was still a softness and tenderness in his eyes, even when he was killing Mighty for like the 100th time. He still felt it. He blocked it out because he'd done it so many times and become numb to it, but there was still a small part of him that felt it. That inner, like, heroic spirit to try and save the world and save his friends and family never truly left him. It's just he's gone to such devastatingly extreme means to do so. Eventually this affected him and warped him, and through various means, like, it's kind of vague, and they did it deliberately because it's over the course of millions of cycles, but he eventually became the Flame Reaver we know. But also concluded that he could only do so much more, and so he wanted to pass along all the memories of the millions upon millions of cycle to the next cycle's Finan. Because like I said, there's a new Finan in every cycle anyway. So that he could continue in his place. That happened to work out on this cycle because we were the anomaly, us the Trailblazer, that were never there in any of the previous cycles, but literally crash-landed into Amphoreus. With us being the exception, we finally opened a new path to be able to approach things in two different directions at once. Our Finan that we knew, inheriting the memories of the past 33,550,336 cycles, will advance into the next cycle to see what he can do. Whilst we, as the other half of this deliverer to save the world now, we are part of the same plan, went backwards, back to 0. And that's why we're in Aedes Elysiae. We've gone back to 0 to try and, like, solve things from two different angles, to better understand it while he pushes forward. When he pushed forward, we saw in an anime cutscene, he eventually tried to challenge the Iron Tomb. He tried to challenge Nanook. At least I believe that's who they're referring to. The origin of destruction, because that's what's been making him. Every cycle he does, getting more core flames, he's becoming more of a piece of destruction. And more of, like, the emanator of it. I don't think he is an emanator yet, but he's definitely up there. And so he squared off against Nanook. He stood no chance because it's an Aeon, but he did get as far as enough to at least scratch them, leaving a little mark under Nanook's eye that like healed away instantaneously. But he will keep on pushing on and fighting into the next cycle, whilst we are now in cycle 0, trying to find answers there, and that's probably where the story is going to go from here. That's why 2 characters that we knew were dead in the main story, like up to this point, are the next 2 characters we're going to roll for. I forget the name of them, but the girl that's got like a see-through belly with water in it, and her queen that she served. Both of them are going to be rollable next patch, because we've gone back in time to cycle 0, so we're probably going to meet and spend time with them in the next chapter. I guess the long story short is Lygus is a bastard trying to cause the end of the world, and he's got us in an infinite loop to make sure it still happens, and we are going to resist him at his very core to override him. But now let's read. Everything about this changed now we know the truth, that we know that it's a mechanical experiment. Oh, and the music's changed as well. This book is dedicated to Kaslana Kevin. Is that what it is? K-H-A-S... Yeah, Kevin Kaslana. Got it. Cute. Anyway, let's read through these. Oh, I say that. Will I get to read through them? So, the 12, the triplets, the Chessmaster Monarch, the Mysterious Foreign Guest. I wonder what that is. The Seismic Walking Dragon. Oh, I think I know who these 2 are supposed to be. I think these 2 are supposed to be, Elysiae or March 7th, because March 7th is coming in. We learnt that much as well. And probably Dan Hung. The Wave Strumming Knight, the healer of the... Alright, let's go through the news. Start with the Chessmaster Monarch.
Who would win? A young girl emerging from her sheath and showing her edge. Or a tyrant who has emerged victorious from 100 battles. The Black and White Legion squared off on the battlefield. Golden and crimson blood converging into a coursing river.
The leader herself actually dares to step forth and face peril?
The tyrant charged toward the exposed gap in the king's flank, and instantly fell into a trap of raging flames and iron rain.
On the board, the king too is but a chess piece. If the king does not lead, how would any dare to...
God, this girl that kind of looks like Farina even kind of sounds like Farina.
The king of the crystal pieces high, as though proclaiming the ascension of a new king. Who would win? The holy city that stood for 1,000 years? Or the foreign city-states, invading from 1,000 miles away? Hollow hatred ignited the flames of war. The besieged walls of dawn tottered.
Only a miracle can save us now.
The cowardly elders barred themselves behind closed doors, while the trembling citizenry knelt and prayed.
There is no need to panic. The miracle is already here.
Under the banners dancing like waves, the burning crown shone bright as the wheeling constellations. Who would win? The general who saved the city, or the high and mighty with their privileged authority? The guillotine fell, severing the elder's life. The whispers dissipated, and the scales of victory tipped.
From this day forth, I shall bring justice to the holy city.
The people cried out her name and knelt in reverence, but were stopped by the sound of the scepter of authority striking the ground.
Do not lower your heads beneath my crown.
This was the first, and also the only Imperator. Who would win? The heroes bursting with ambition, or the omnipotent gods?
The Imperator issued the decree! The start of the flame chase journey is at hand!
Perhaps drawn by the grand design to welcome the Era Nova, or perhaps convinced by that king's great renown. Righteous warriors from across the land gathered before the Imperator's throne. On the day the journey began, the sky was an expanse of fluttering banners. The people gazed upon the overwhelming military alliance, a golden city reflected in their eyes. As for the end of that chess game, the scholars debate endlessly, but such discussions always end with a sigh. The invincible Imperator faded at the pinnacle of
Their
power.
pronunciation of Imperator is like, I imagine it's probably more proper and official, but it just sounds so weird to me. I'm not used
The
to it.
banner, once revered by the people, along with the broken spears of the heroes. Now, a tomb. The people said,
Even the sovereign that conquers all before her is no match for fate.
yet she said,
In a war with fate, has there ever been any justice?
Cool. Yeah, we'll get to know her properly next time. I'm surprised we didn't see her in this patch story. Like, they were alluding they were going to go visit her, but it never happened. I imagine it's just some things are still working out with her model and whatnot, like in the beta and whatnot, but it was just like, huh, why did they not, like, show Cyrene properly? Mysterious foreign guests, when I call you mother.
the gates of the
So I think this is either in reference to Cyrene, it could be March, it could also potentially be us, but we'll see.
The crowd crouched,
Because we know March is starting to break into Amphoreus.
The priests of Yanis listen to the prophecies. The unwavering axis of the scales of Talenton maintains balance, and only Orynyx remains silent.
Mother, teach me how to answer prayers.
The Titan tasked with time is as perplexed as a child.
Don't be scared. Please don't be afraid.
A familiar voice rings out.
Listen carefully. The future they want is in the past.
Like the first light of the morning star.
Really? In the past?
The child sank into a peaceful slumber of recollection, whispering revelations in their sleep. Until the masses crying out amidst the flames of war were swept away by the sounds of sharp swords locking. The fires of ambition incinerating the law.
Mother, usurper, assassinate the divine body.
Memories are tightly entangled by nightmares, with nowhere to run.
Don't be scared. Please don't be afraid.
So it's absolutely March, got it.
Rings out.
Go to sleep. The ending they want is yet to be born.
I mean, this could also be like the
Like
evil
warm
March that we're going to
glow
deal with.
of the setting sun.
It could be, we'll have to see.
Really? Not here yet.
The child continues to sleep, waiting for the next waking dream. And when they opened their eyes, 2 of the 3 fates who once received offerings had already faded from the pages of history.
Mother! Mother! I'm already all alone.
The child let out a helpless cry.
Don't be scared. Please don't be afraid.
A familiar voice rings out in the mirror.
Just wait. The stars that illuminate the night will visit in the end.
Like gentle moonlight. The gates of the Temple of the Three Fates now close tight. People no longer pray to a titan who cannot touch the world. Within the inescapable dreamscape, the flower stems nourished by the black tide serve as a swaddling embrace, drowning the young child's soul.
Mother! Mother! Help me leave this place.
But this time, they didn't receive a response. Only long years of yearning and pain. Like the silence of the Evernight. Days and nights passed. The years turned. Dust covers the glory of the past. The priests have forgotten this titan.
Waiting. Hate waiting.
They watched over the slumbering sprite, gazing at the dull mirror. But a fleeting mirage flickers in the mirror. The shining stars and the lights of the home. And a strange yet familiar voice.
Wake up! Our familiar old friends have already arrived.
Like the newborn dawn.
Oh yeah, so yeah, March and Dun Hung, I'm assuming, have now been counted as heroes. Dun, it makes sense. March, I'm sure we'll see in time to come. But Dun, it makes sense. He's more than proved his worth. Where are we, though? We're in this too. Yeah, beast of the desolate ancient land.
The ancient chaos was shrouded in silence and shadow. The giant dragon's offspring was born.
I know I'm not talking during this. I would read it out, but because, you know, they're reading it out, I'm just not. I'm just absorbing to see the little stories we learn.
And as they slept,
after this story, though, this chapter, before we go on to the next character, I'm going to take a quick toilet break, so we'll have to pause for a second. This stream's already not going to be as long as yesterday's. I mean, thank God that was nearly 7 hours. You know, I'll turn off the audio for a second. The last stream, in a bed more grand than any existence. The last stream was the longest Honkai Star Rail stream on record. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was busy soon after, so I had to wrap up as early as it was, it would have been longer, because I would have done the books. I would have done the books at least, and then left the side quests until, like, today or something. Just like, it's just crazy for it. Anyway.
The giant dragons spent their childhood in darkness. From the moment their bleary eyes blinked open from haze of slumber, they hungered to feast on crude iron and drink deep of molten lava. Until one day, they raised their head, and with a low, guttural voice, pleaded to glimpse light. The Titan lifted them up by their ribs, slowly raising them. The dragon's spine sliced through the strata of rock, cutting open the soil. When they reached the surface, they summoned mist woven of the fire of the stars. As though seeing themselves clearly and in full, through the eyes of a giant bird. The giant dragon walked the earth alone. The Titan knew they were lonely and terrified too, and so sculpted new beasts from flesh and bone. In that wild, barren world, the giant dragon led the beasts of the earth. Excessively long life gifted the giant dragon with eyes that could pierce the veil of years. They witnessed the separation of day and night, as well as the entanglement of reason and romance. And even Kefali did not neglect to share with them a chalice of golden blood. The ocean teased, saying, even should the earth sink utterly, they would not rot. Ever since they opened their eyes, the giant dragon rarely returned to slumber. And thusly, that mesmerizing dream that occasionally burst forth at night etched a trace on their memory. The gods they were familiar with were in this dream, and they were as immense and imposing as ever, yet had lost their freedom. Just what manner of magnificent pathstrider could imprison the Titan's mere reflections? The giant dragon dreamed also of their own path, that great breath from the heavens, or perhaps from beyond even the heavens. They dreamed of silver shards amongst the stars, reflecting the form of another giant dragon. That great cerulean dragon approached Amphoreus, the distant whispers roiling, becoming a roar engraved on the earth. They recognized the meaning in that low roar. Its name, permanence.
Interesting. Thing is, it did enough to make me think maybe it will have ties to Dunhung, but it also did enough to make me think maybe it's something else entirely. I mean, it says, like, the Walking Dragon Terravox, like, it names it's based on the dragon itself, but it's just dragon, like, references and ideology tends to cycle back to Dunhung. Like, so if I go back to this one, it just says the Evernight. Right, before we do Wave Strumming Night, so I'm going to take a quick pee break. I'll be back in just a minute, buddy. I'm back. Wave Strumming Night. Electra? Ooh.
The black tide that blotted out the sky surrounded the city walls. The soldiers manning the walls battered from battle. melodious chords of music were suddenly heard. A single swordmaster had overcome the waves of enemies.
And for those of you that like just hopping in, like whether, or if you're watching in post and you still missed the last one, the reason why it's got the .exe and it's all tech now is because everything to do with the Saga of Heroes was instead being observed by Noose, the erudition. And for those who like don't know their Aeons, the erudition's Aeon, it's a big giant fucking computer. It's actually why Lygus is so determined to make everything work out the way it's like prescribed to happen. It's because he is erudition. He's also under the gaze of erudition. And so he's trying to see it happen. It also kind of makes sense why the Herters ended up getting involved, because she's also under erudition. There's a big loud vehicle passes by. But yeah, that's kind of why Lygus is doing what he's doing. He's under the erudition, so he's following what Noose wants, and Noose wants to see this go this way, and so he's keeping to it. Whilst the rest of us, especially Finan, who's more under the destruction at this point, is trying to stop it. But the remembrance is also present here, because that's Cyrene's involvement. And also the memo keepers are overseeing the whole thing.
The song flowed from betwixt the blades, breaking through formations as a dorsal fin cleaving the waves. When the last wicked beast finally fell, shattered into pieces amidst the sword's dance, the Frostblade bore no trace of blood.
The legions of heroes under my command are as vast as the sea, yet lack a formidable sword banner.
The commander extended a hand, inviting the musician to join. Should a fish separated from its school glimpse a faint glow, it will swim toward the light. The swordmaster clasped the commander's hand, as though gently grasping the hilt of a keen blade. When the spray of her waves extinguished the fires of war from the holy city, a golden name was engraved upon the stone pillars. The former commander burned the crown to become king.
High Sealands, brave in battle, triumphant in command, I grant you the title Dux Gladiorum. Let us all forge ahead together.
During the banquet after the battle, the weaver tailored for her a splendid dress, and the commander poured her honey brew. Her golden-blooded comrades gathered about her, chanting her new name, urging her to play that splendid music. The candlelight danced and mingled with flowing drink, swords and song ringing out in unison. Yet none knew that was once a lonely melody from the deep sea. The music of revelry continued for a long time, until the whispers of conspiracies were buried in the songs, until the roars of lethal struggle shattered the music. Legend holds that they who bear the weight of a pillar shall one day return to where it stands. Those who tug at the earth shall end amongst the mountains. Those who sow dawn and dusk shall remain eternal in the sky. And she would once again return to the pitch-black sea. And she would once again sing her music alone. The bountiful ocean, with the banquets of bygone days, stir as futile bubbles at the bottom of a glass. Many years later, the song once played by that swordmaster was played by future generations in the Holy City. The people knew the demigod of the seas was still a noble captain. She possessed peerless swordsmanship and a song that is passed down through the ages. It was just that she had long since vanished, Guests at the banquet sometimes spoke of her, but it was only a prayer between their cups.
High ceilings, melody of the waves, bless our night that we may drink deep and dance till dawn.
Cool. She's another person I'm very interested in learning more about in the next patch. Alright, now time to catch up with old friends. The hero of, like, the Prisoner of Flames. Oh, that's what they're calling him now, not the nameless hero. Alright, Hyacinth. Oh, Hyacinthia.
On that day, the dawn promised by the Skyfather shattered in haste. As the black tide surged, breaking through the walls with relentless grace. In a quaint yet exquisite courtyard, two bitter foes meet at journey's end. Their fates entwined in fate's regard. With no escape, no road behind, they trade a weary smile in kind. Together they gaze at the heavens of fire.
If I can ever see the faint light again and stay alive.
Then, Outlander Nemesis, you I will forgive.
Not long ago, as the romantic demigod closed her eyes, the girl bottled her tears in sorrow, and once more opened the dim-lit garden wide. Two figures step into the courtyard's gate. A general of Kremnos, her body torn, by vengeance bound, by fury swayed. A noble of the Holy City, once wrapped in gold, now haunted by a fate betrayed. A simple injury, or so the girl believed. Yet the two women met with scorn, their words like blades. Because their children fled in love's embrace, while bloodied pasts left scars in place. A feud unbroken by countless years. A chasm carved by blood and spears. This was a sickness beyond the girl's touch.
Just do your duty as a healer, girl.
Family feuds are like sunlight and storm clouds. They cannot mend.
At last, the girl saw it clear. The courtyard's birth in days of yore was born to mend the rift of dusk and dawn.
Then I will make every effort to have you cast aside your difference in this faint light.
Before long, the general's wounds were healed, and the noble's worries gently repealed. Yet when their gazes met once more, the loathing within remained unswayed. The girl then spoke the tale of her skykin, of a grandmother's sacrifice, a father's flight from within, of ancestors who descended, leaving their feud behind. Their hands in hers, she held them tight, yet flames of hatred burned too bright. She did not waver or despair. She just smiled and gazed upon the sky.
I will use my own fate to prove to you.
The courtyard, once bright, lay steeped in night. Hanging blossoms and wind chimes, all swallowed by the black tide. The general raised her spear, for the noble's sake, while the noble whispered prayers for the general, gentle as a lake.
If I can ever see the faint light again and stay alive.
Then, Outlander Nemesis, you I will forgive.
The death they awaited never came. Instead, a cascade of colors fell from the heavens. Simply there, protecting them both. The sky still burned, dark and low. Yet her words lingered, a gentle ember refusing to fade.
I will use my own fate to prove to you. Day and night can be mended, and so can hatred be undone.
Not done yet, though. Continue on to the next act.
Sky Castrum, its ruins, like a blind and weary eye, gazes upon the earth.
I gotta be honest, there is a big part of me that kind of misses being the one that reads these. It is still interesting to be able to just read it to myself, but not being the voice that reads it out loud, I kind of miss it. I know it was never supposed to be the way. They were supposed to be voiced from the start, but because of the strike that was going on when Amphoreus started, neither of the protagonist voice actors were voicing the characters, and now they've unfortunately been replaced, like, the new actor is just carrying on. But I do miss not having it be voiced outside of the dialogue and me reading it, and then when the character talks, like, it always lined up that I would finish reading it as they go to talk. It was nice. It was, I don't know how to put it, it was just nice, and I kind of miss it.
Alone, the girl remained upon the battlefield. No time.
I think it was because it was one of the few times in this game where it was actually free for me to just freely talk and just speak and read, which doesn't happen that much in this, because it's very, like, voice acted heavy.
Of the crumbled mural, but one piece endured. A corner portraying the day thunder night, dazzling in blaze. She placed her hand upon the mural. Pain seared through skin and bone as the picture claimed her within its lines.
Nothing is mightier than the sky. It holds countless wonders within its clouds, and each opening and closing of the eyes brings dawn and dusk.
In that painted world, the girl Celiosi's eyes glowed, watching her father, steel-clad and unyielding, cross the land beneath the searing sun. But the girl known as Hyacinth recalled her father's fragile light in the dark, the journeys into lands unknown, marked by endless sunlit days and restless winds.
The sky is the gentlest of all. It watches over all things with compassion, showering them with soft rain and morning light.
And yet, the sky remains so cold. It witnesses believers tear each other apart. And still, it cowardly flees from all responsibility.
Within the frame of that image, the one called Celiosi bore fury in her gaze, her golden blood trailing as she turned from home, sharpening arrowheads beneath the wide and barren sky. Hyacinth remembered her grandmother's song. She recalled her prayer to Aquila before her grandmother's journey, and how bitterness followed her to an unknown land.
But the sky is so lonely too. Forever distant from the world beneath, it watches every sorrow, unable to intervene.
No. The sky must be merciless. It must scorch the wicked, temper the fragile, and pass divine judgment upon all human wickedness.
Within the mural, the girl named Celiosi became the divine eye, gazing down without mercy, a titan passing judgment upon her own kind. But in memories deep, Hyacinth heard their call, the golden threads that shielded all, the burning sun, vast and unyielding, carrying the weight of all the world had known.
No, the sky must not forsake kindness. Through its boundless embrace, it carries the core flame of hope for humanity.
The sky, it's so dark, so cold.
In the depths of memory, the girl named Celiosi pulls her knees to her chest and trembles.
Then please, come sit in my courtyard.
A gentle ray of light seeped through. The celestial mural now fused anew. Once more, the land knows favor and boons. The girl who has now become the sky takes the hand of the girl who once was.
I want to tell you the secret of the sky's greatness. Whenever the anguished earth looks to it, it always offers a smile in return.
Oh, Hyacinth. I hope it's not the last we see of, like, the Chrysos heirs. I mean, we're gonna see him a little bit, but just, like, you know, version 0, younger version. But you know what I mean? Like, our version. I know they're technically dead, but, like, there's so much of these characters that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I think it would be a shame to not see them again. Especially for some of them. Cypher deserves a better ending than she fucking got after all the sacrifice she made. Actually, you know what? We'll hang with Cypher first. I'll leave Fine until last, because I think his is going to be the more detailed and impactful one. Birth of Spirit Thief and the Cat's Permit.
This is an age of ruin. The Chrysos War ignites once more, while Zagreus' taunts ripple through the city streets. This is also an age of splendor.
And I know I've mentioned it before, but I am genuinely curious who the final boss is going to be. Whether it's going to be Finan at, like, full power, whether it's going to be... I don't think it'll be an Aeon. I think that the Aeons I don't think will really, truly fight ever, unfortunately. Lygus, we already kind of know through leaks he's coming next patch in fighting, so it won't be him. So I'm very curious to see where this goes.
Yet the girl pounds her chest at the Gold Weaver, not afraid.
The core flame of trickery is near. If now isn't the time to risk it all, then when?
The prophecy reveals the Titan's trail. Golden threads bind the fleeing god of thieves. The young girl flashed a grin and walked towards the god who was pretending to smile.
I once vowed to the god of thieves that I would force trickery to reap what they have sown.
The Titan whispered from the vortex, the god of trickery's earnest plea. They made a promise to the girl who entered the trial, that the whole world would be bathed in light. No more lies and deceit.
I'll just read it. If my divine authority is not inherited, shadowed lies shall never again be born, and I, even having lost the core flame, may yet scrape out survival here in secret.
The young girl recalled the hearth fire of her childhood.
Cyphera, only honesty is well light.
She pursed her lips.
That does sound like quite the ideal society. Of course I didn't accept. How boring would a world without deception be?
The young girl demonstrated her newly acquired divine power, molding lies into reality.
The defeated Titan is now not but a wandering soul.
But somewhere far away, a purple spirit thief opened bleary eyes. They had forgotten their previous life as a Titan, and remembered only the girl's crafty message.
Go! Collect treasure, you greedy little grabe. Once you regain the memories of trickery from chests, then I will claim the reward for saving your life.
In the days spent away from Akima, the girl grew accustomed to traveling alone. In a certain city, she heard of a spirit thief. Rumors aplenty.
I, Bartolos, Master Thief, shall take all you've labored to gain.
So saying, the spirit thief steals the girl's coin pouch and fled without a trace. But a gust of wind brushed past, and the girl had already caught them.
Running for it? Your life was saved by my trickery, you know.
The old god and the new finally reunite. The two rivals who, from that moment on, became thieves and companions both. It's just that the spirit thief's companion was always scaring them.
Hey, the fish in the River of Souls are starving, you know.
Oh, I just noticed. Look, all the symbols are all the whimsy coins. On to the next act.
A thief reveals a few lies.
The first lie is called... Fellow thieves, come on and deceive gods with me.
The world has already forgotten that feast. Lies unnumbered that drowned the Day of Souls. Schemes uncounted, burning for a night of revelry. 300 thieves shackled in imprisonment, in exchange for a Titan's resigned confinement.
To have managed to trick the Grand Master of all tricks.
I can die happy now.
This was Dolus's great achievement. The deception of the gods, where even Zagreus was fooled.
The second lie is called... The god of trickery is now not but a wandering soul.
Why did she spare the Titan's life? The young girl knew not, even after asking herself. Was it greed for the treasure they promised? Or had she vaguely perceived their lonely fate?
It's because you're every bit as despicable as I am. It's such a relief not having to deal with the noble.
The girl dismissed and made light of herself, only forgetting trickery was once a god that supported the world.
The third lie is called... Oh, eternal day! Endlessly illuminate the holy city.
At Dawncloud, the chaplain's secrets foretold the coming of that endless night.
What if my lies are more... sophisticated? Can the dawn last forever? No end in sight?
Bearing the fate of the Thief Star, the girl was long used to walking in shadow. But as she gazed towards the holy city's dawn, her duty became fixed in her heart, stalwart in might.
The fourth lie is called... There's no reason! I just don't want to see you again!
The girl tried to mask her nonchalance, but could never fool the Golden Thread's questions. But it is the false-hearted malice that most powerfully forces belief. A true flame chase hero willingly faded from attention, while the wayfaring traveler grasped tight onto fleeting light. She used divine power to forge a mask and conceal the last of her true heart.
The fifth lie is called... No. There are... no more... lies... left.
The whimsical coin fell to the ground, telling the tale of fate fulfilled. Travels unwitnessed, ruses unknown. To whom may these now be told?
Lies are always but lies. But you can make them more beautiful than the truth.
Under the somber sky, golden blood soaked the thief's cloak. Like a golden thread tailored just for her. An exquisite robe that she never stole.
Oh, Cypher. Please, when you rerun, don't be like on the same banner as Cyrene or some shit so I can get you. Your banner being like right before Finan was vicious, and I'm sorry. Speaking of... Oh, he's got a lot of chapters still to go. I thought they was going to leave it here and like these two would be like later on. No, we're going to get everything at once. The Prisoner of Flames, Castellana.
Final? Perhaps you're more suited to being a teacher's assistant.
There was once those who misunderstood his alias. Final. An eventuality for students. A test for knowledge gained. It may bring wisdom to light and illuminate efforts, but the word's more common meaning is nothing less than the end.
That's quite ominous.
The man pretended to be surprised and responded with a smile.
Though it does dovetail with our destiny.
Laughter resounds. The man walks the land, leaving footprints filled with joy. Despite the weight of the past, he can always laugh it away. Those nearby glance at each other, unsure of how to respond.
Perhaps I was just born easygoing.
His explanation is just as carefree.
Look at Mighty and Professor Anaxa. Boys all grow up into serious adults. But as long as I keep smiling, Akuma will always have an upbeat, shining young man.
Though having said that, he too has quiet moments. Each time he gazed long toward the coming dawn, a smile remained fixed on his lips, paying no mind to anything else. His eyes were painted with the azure of the sky, gaze fixed on the Titan bearing the world.
I was just imagining.
He explained his own trance in a comment.
Kefali too was once in mortal flesh and raiment.
Now, when the man comes with sword in hand, there is no need to doubt he will swiftly win victory. But his smile is pure. Ever since the start of the journey, he is still called a youth in this story. Youth is always ambitious, with lofty goals. But it seems that in the man's heart, only the wishes of others are held.
Apart from the ideal of deliverance, what do you have left?
The golden-haired friend once asked him so. He remained silent. Then, as he was wont to do, he simply smiled.
As long as I don't ask for too much, everything will unfold as desired.
In Amphoreus, untitled statues are a prevalent sight. As for the inspiration behind these statues, they are said to be the clay figures that Kefali made at the world's creation. They made clay figures in their likeness, bestowed upon them the breath of life, and allowed the golden divinity of their blood to course through. Thus, the very first mortals roamed the earth, receiving the gods' mercy, while realizing the sorrows of this world. But that sorrow was, in the end, only the sorrow of the world. Nobody ever cared what lay behind the smile, what the clay figure thought.
We've got a long way to go yet. Buckle in, lads.
The people likened him to the blazing sun, bringing to Amphoreus a glorious dawn.
after this is done, we're going to go check the altar, because there's a side quest asking us there, and to be honest, I'll probably call it after that. There's not much else to do, it's just kind of doing cleanup at this point. So I know it's a shorter stream, but I said this is going to be the aftermath a little bit anyway.
The man never cried or frowned.
But an extra, like, what is it? We've been going for like nearly 2 hours. An extra couple hours, I think that's a nice little extra, like, epilogue before we leave this for another 6 weeks and wait to see what happens next.
He cannot cry for those in pain. He once sought out emotions of sorrow and walked with the lowliest of people.
Henceforth, your misfortune shall be my misfortune.
Responsibly and diligently, he protected all for the people. Living in dilapidated cottages, sitting on aged stools, subsisting on nuts and fruit, beset by hunger and cold. The people thanked him for his grace, like a hearth warming winter nights. The man's presence dispelled the cold, leaving warmth with promises of morrow. Whence does his warmth come from? None ask. The man gradually perceives his true nature, but he dares not speak. Unable to bear the turmoil in his heart, the man set off on a journey once more.
Then I shall go save what I can.
He was a formidable warrior, invincible in battle. And when it was necessary to sacrifice for fellows, he could do so with ease, giving up everything without a show. Just as the ballad blown on the breeze says, losses are a constant on the flame chase journey. Indeed, sacrifices were not hard for him. Yet his misgivings grew with every tomorrow. Like a tear that cannot be shed, such a resolute willingness to let go comes only from the fact that in decisions, he is utterly unafraid to hurt himself.
It is because you suffer that you are so much stronger than any ordinary person.
There were also those who could understand him. Among them, the Crown Prince. But he smiled wryly in response. Perhaps everything was just human nature. Yet his misgivings never dissipated. This unknown man, in an unknown corner, from time to time, is swallowed by terror.
Could it be that, unknowingly, the path I walk is by no means the correct one?
Fearing only that the greater the burden, the more the mistakes. The road trod by heroes need not be that beset by thorns. Finally, at the terminus of that road, in a desolate, empty place, the man's arms tremble. The power is beyond control, savaging all around it. This is the end of his road. But perhaps he had long foreseen it, but was doomed to be powerless to change.
Also, it was probably a good idea I wrapped up what I did yesterday. Can you imagine if I did all of this yesterday as well, how long that live stream would have been? We would have been like scratching up to 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours, like long before we were done. I was like, oh yeah, it's probably a good thing. I can't do streams like that. The days of me doing 8-hour streams are mostly behind me. I can't really see myself doing them anymore that much. It's hard, man. It's exhausting. You just like give up your whole day.
Kazlana. He had never loved himself. Why would he love this world?
Especially now. Back when I first started streaming, I wasn't doing as many hours as I do now at work, so it was a little easier to try and do. But nowadays, I just the thought of me doing more than 5 or 6 hours. I can maybe do it once a week, which is why I usually do it for the Monday streams. This Monday gone not included, unfortunately, just because of how hot it got. But usually. Alright, last chapter. Oh, this one's long as well. Look how many dots there are.
Sweep past, wiping away all the man's tracks. Nearly every footprint was stamped full of the fury that filled him. That humble youth faded away with the flames into yesterday. The first ray of light to pierce the long night was brought by the burning man. But the body that bore the weight of the world was forged by the fires of wrath. Rage is a crafty emotion. It changes its face, concealing itself within the man's life. His friend fought blood-soaked battles, so their people would need fight no longer. But every victory in battle he gained left him neither satisfied nor proud, only with the indifference of emptiness.
You must be careful. Duty does not drive you to wield your blade, but hate.
His teacher kindly reminded him thus.
And behind that hatred, you seem to desire the destruction of the self.
But what about his joy? Was that too merely a phony disguise? He who once laughed amidst the crowd, day after day, as though it were second nature. No. Even though he knew not the meaning of love, that happy past was not a lie someone wove. But now, even those memories have melted into fury. His hatred is such that he cannot hold on to what he cherishes, though all is precious to him. Fueled with lone courage, he attempted to resist fate. But the burning sun that shines upon all creatures, once fallen, will incinerate the land, becoming golden death. But what of his sorrow? Indeed, the man could shed no tears. But at the moment the cycle manifested, when all that was familiar was now remote, the world collapsed, becoming empty in an instant. But the stabbing pain in the man's heart, was it but the residual warmth of his wraths? The truth no longer important. The man simply took another step forward. He wasn't willing to believe it, but was willing to acknowledge it.
There is no need to question your heart. No need to crave victory. If I am born to be a vessel of sin, then I shall roar at evil, and together with it burn.
In the endless cycles, there were some moments when the man felt everything dissolve like a dream. In that dream, he would awaken again and become once more the boy who loved to laugh. But were he to open his eyes, the fury would cast a shadow. He saw the creators choke his throat, gurgling and gasping, and in that boundless dream, he mistook them for his own jest. But their true forms were violent hatred, towards the creators, towards himself, a roaring inferno. The prophecy departed. Amphoreus was unable to usher in the dawn. What rises in the distance is not the morning sun, but a ball of all-devouring fire, setting the universe in conflagration, searing till the end of time.
And now we have the full story. The only ones left to add anything to it are the new faces. So basically these four here can add new things to it. Everyone else, no. Does it say anything else? No, it just still says the book is dedicated to Kevin Castellano. What's mem.exe? How's this fucking go? Hazel, you know, I've always had a soft spot for you. Started you, didn't I? Don't worry. I was just thinking, if I had to write a preference for a yearbook, it'd have been so lines so heartfelt, but you don't know how many times you'd seen it. And after pondering again and again, I like you still says that it's at best, because only the purest feelings can stand the test of time and never fade. Makes sense, right? I thought so too. That's right, liking someone is simple and a natural part of life. If Azel has got someone special, family, friend, or romance, muster your courage, express yourself freely. That's right, yeah, tell March how you feel. Still, isn't that a sign we're in sync? Azel always manages to appear before I'm ready. No need to overthink it, we've been travelling side by side for so long now. That's why I want to capture every little moment we've shared without missing a single word. Yeah, for us it's only been a few months. For the Trailblazer, we learnt last session, or like last update. They've been here for like over a year. Dunhung and Trailblazer. A yearbook that makes you smile without even realizing it when you flip through the pages. Doesn't that sound lovely? You remember all that? I've got a secret. Every now and then I replay it all in my head. Besides, it's not just the things that really happened. Some of those conversations only ever existed in my imagination. But they're precious too, so I'm tucking them all away, carefully, in the same book. Promise me this. Only open it when I'm not around, okay? If you don't, I'll be too embarrassed. Oh, you can... Oh my god, you can re-watch all the ones that you haven't unlocked. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. You, if you're spacing out, if you sit on the menu. You, if you do it again. Yeah, if you do it yet again. You, church weekends. You, keeping you company. Rise in the morning sun. Okay, so this is, yeah. Because I usually sign in. Like, if you do this at the crack of dawn. If you play this during, like, the middle of the night. Enjoy the night. So playing during the nights. Okay. That's cool that you can just go through them all like that. Oh, you can zoom in. So you're finished. You're finished. Really, all of the OGs are finished. Hyacinth, Finan. Oh, that's Anaxa, Aglaya, Mighty, Castoris, Cypher, the Trebios. Whilst the new faces are the ones that have been added. Oh, this is what I sped through yesterday at the end when I was running out of time. And the scepter is the thing that we're trying to break, because that's the thing we're monitoring all this. The Lord Ravager stepped into the destruction of the long process of calculation ascended from the scepter. The Iron Tomb is a cosmos, not a single entity, but a copy of the destruction equation diffused by the scepter. The Iron Tomb codename was proposed by the Interastral Peace Corporation, eventually used by Lygus. Yeah, so you can get all the, all the fucking lore that you want here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, intrusion variables. Hey, it's us free. Does this go, like, any further? Oh, it's probably going to go to 50. Not last but not least, I said we'd go back to the vortex. Let's go. See what this is about.
Peaceful days are like breezes, carrying the scent.
Because the Genesis has turned out like this too. Better go check the basin. I see all of them are still lit up. Let's see how this goes.
The taste of celestial ambrosia.
My dear, celestial ambrosia. Pour some in, I'll give you a present. Are you alright? No, it's so boring here. Dark and cramped and small. It feels awful. Never mind that, my dear. Bring ambrosia here. Treasures, relics, beauties. Take your pick. Can't it notice the changes around, or is it simply too intoxicated? No, document the last echoes of Ligus. No documented cases of ambrosia completely overriding an individual's perception of external reality. Conjecture the nameless previously interacted with this entity, potentially affecting its cognitive functions. Is that Ligus's observation memory? Ambrosia, bring me the ambrosia. I've got more treasures for you, darling. I've got something special today.
The sea is right here.
Oh, it's the other side of it. Yeah, the orange ambrosia is all done, but now we're on the blue side. That also has its own rewards. Cool. I thought we was all done with this, so I'm kind of glad that that carried on. Another thing to come back for. We're doing cleanup. Resplendent ambrosia. Yeah, and the last thing is to the new event, so I'm not going to cover that because I'm not fussed. The bird clash was fine the first time, but I'm not interested in like doing much more of it. I'll do it off stream, like enough to pass. Oh, hey, I want to talk about this though. The Memory of Chaos. I did not have it maxed out yesterday. I maxed out Finan, ran him through it, and he eviscerated it. And I was like, oh shit, like he like demolished it. It's fucking insane. like I should probably go back and see if I can clean these up. In fact, we can wrap up with doing this just so I can do a little bit of gameplay today.
Are you prepared to gaze upon the
What bonus do I have on? Increased physical damage dealt by others by 50% when the unit uses a skill, restore 20% of the unit's HP. Follow-up attack damage dealt by characters ignores 50%. No, I'll keep that for that team. What do I have on this team? Member Sprite weakness break efficiency by 50%. Oh, so for Cass. So I had that built for Cass. The character's attack weakness breaks enemies or dot currently applied. That would be good when the new character comes out. Oh, I could go for Sweeping Force as well, actually. I'll only try to show it in the second half, and I'll let it run on auto, so it gives me a chance to kind of yap for a little bit whilst it's doing it. Assuming everything goes well here, we don't get, like, bullied.
Emerge from your cocoon.
But genuinely, yeah, Amphoreus is kind of... Amphoreus, I'm not going to be ignorant of the fact it does have problems. Amphoreus' biggest problem is that there's such a gargantuan major focus on its story that there's not much else. Like, people have been complaining since 3.0 that there really isn't anywhere near as many events as there used to be. There's a lot of repeating areas, like, heck, even in this update, we spent 90% of it just going back through old areas. And Aedes, Elysiae, you're only there briefly because you're only there for story, basically. Jesus, we're getting beat the crap out of. Yeah, please. And then let Auto win. But genuinely, the story is one of Hoyo's best they've told so far. And it's been extremely consistent. Like, they honored the history of the Flame Chase journey, or like the Flame Chaser arc, as we used to call it, so wholeheartedly, and it's really impressive what they eventually have come up with. There's still a few chapters left in it, but even if we don't know exactly where it's going and how it's going, I have complete faith in them because it hasn't really let itself down. the first couple patches of the story, I remember mentioning at the time that, like, they were almost entirely world building and setup. And I thought, considering how many, it was going to be an 8-patch story, I kind of gathered all that setup was designed to have more payoff here. I just wasn't aware of how severe that payoff was going to be. I was kind of blown away at how severe it ended up being. Like, I would say, like, it started to creep in with 2 patches ago, like, with Casterus' epilogue. It's like, oh no, we're starting to move things along. That patch was great. With, like, everything to do with Casterus, and then going to the afterlife, and, like, meeting her sister, that having that animation and everything. Like, it was really, really cool, and well built up, that it had strong impact, and was quite emotional. And then from there, it just didn't stop. We went into the next patch, which was the last one, with everything about getting the Sky Titan, and then everything finally falling apart, and everyone dying, basically. And that was phenomenal and hit extremely hard. And then this one was just 6 straight hours of seeing Finan fucking suffer, but learning so much out of it as well, that it was, like, kind of breathtaking. And now we're in an interesting spot where I think the next patch will be a little quieter, because it'll be more setting up the finale. Where, like, we've got to go back in time and search for answers, but we've got to meet new faces. So I think it'll go back to doing a little bit more setup, exploring a couple new areas sort of thing. And then parts 7 and 8 of all of this will be when it starts creeping up towards the finale again. Like, I feel like we've had our big explosion in the middle of the story, and there's going to be a little more to come yet. Also, it's nice to hear some old music whilst we're, like, whizzing through this.
The only redemption. Root here.
God, remember when we first heard this? Actually, I was just crossing, just for my mind. Remember, that was a year ago. Wow. Eurelo 6 is so fucking nostalgic to me now. It's wild. And it's weird, because Eurelo 6 is more nostalgic to me than, like, fucking Mondstadt and Genshin is. There's something about the vibe and feel of Eurelo 6 in particular, and how it's the first major story arc of the game, yet it has so much going for it, that it just kind of is stuck with me. And I said Mondstadt, admittedly, it's because it's a lot fucking shorter, so that's partly why. But still, like, Mondstadt, it's like, I love Mondstadt, and it does feel like home, but not quite home.
Take a look.
I get more nostalgic, like, from, like, Inazuma, because I remember the build-up and hype to it, and then spending so long in it. I'll put this on auto as well. Let's see how this fucking goes. Let's see how Kevin versus Kafka goes. Anything we have to be careful of is, because I don't have Huahua on this team, Kafka's, like, status condition where she kind of partially takes over, you can hit, so we need to be careful.
Human creations.
Tomorrow. Oh, also, when I put it on auto for, like, when I said, like, Finan was destroying the others, he would counter. Like, his AI is actually smart enough to decide whether to just go for basic attack or whether to go for the counters. He seems to go more for basic attacks if there's only, like, 1 or 2 enemies, which makes sense because you'd probably get more meter from doing that. But if there's, like, you know, like, this many enemies or more, he always goes for the counter because it builds up way more meter to let himself get hit 3 times and then respond.
Human creations.
So, like, his AI is quite smart about it. I also got an in-game achievement for taking out 5 enemies at once with Finan's media. This. Like, if we leave it on auto, he goes straight for the counter, because there's 3 enemies, so he knows he'll get more meter out of it, out doing it this way. Hail the new dawn! So, like, now there's only 1, he knows he'll get more meter out of doing it that way, so does. Oh shit! But now he's probably going to counter again because there's more enemies. Actually, no, his thing's going to end before he gets to go again. Oh, right, he got reset. So, yeah, they're all just going to use that. Hang on, just to make sure everyone else uses theirs first. There we go. So everyone gets the buffs and debuff applications first before Finan goes straight into it. Yeah, we got the boost because we broke guard, so that makes perfect sense. So, straight back into God mode, Finan. Oh, I actually kind of want to see. What is his stats at with the buffs? His crit rate is 94.7%, and his crit damage is 4... Hang on, am I reading that right? Yeah, his crit damage is 446%. Holy fuck. Oh my god, the god form rips. Look, even his speed gets a little buff. I mean, not that his speed matters so much, because he's going to go 8 times regardless. Damn, and he gets a near 200% damage boost as well. Holy shit, Finan. I didn't realize... Yeah, no wonder in the guides they recommend putting it into crit rate over crit damage, because you don't fucking need to boost crit damage. You're doing that much anyway. Sorry. As you were, Finan.
Something for everybody.
So yeah, he's going to get more meter here out of this.
Is that all? Printed with strife. The sun tear the sky. So without substance.
And now it's 2. I think it's about tied, but he was just going to go for it. Jesus fucking Christ. And hey, he's going to get another ultimate if he doesn't kill her.
All stores burned to ash.
I fucking know she's dead. How much damage did that do? Holy... I only got this on for a frame. I need to save that and read that back. How much damage did that fucking do? But anyway, yeah, we got 3 max stars again. Kevin is insane. Hang on, I need to watch that footage back. I need to see how much damage that actually fucking did, because that was an astronomical number. That was 1,628,549 damage. Oh my god, Finan. Holy shit. Yeah, hey, we can get like max stars on everything all of a sudden. Isn't that crazy? I've never felt this powerful in this game. It's a weird feeling. I've always been like, and I've mentioned this a few times over the years. I've mentioned it in a while, so I guess for new people I can refresh. I don't care for meta in any of these games. I really don't. I know it might seem like I do, like depending on our kits, but I swear to God, I just get the characters I like. I really don't care about meta. I just want to be good enough to get through the content. I don't care about being like damage maxing and doing like astronomical numbers or anything like that, you know? I just want to like be able to play it and enjoy it. I'm only missing 1 star. What was it? Do I let him rip again?
Would you like to hear a story? I've got memories.
Would you like to hear a story? Oh, okay. What was the bonus I put on? Oh, no, I think Paradox is best for both. I mean, I gotta see it now. We'll do it. Finish this with a bit of combat. This is also, I guess, to make up, even though I'm running it on auto, to make up for the fact that we did like no combat really like last stream. I mean, we haven't really done too much combat full stop in like the past few streams of Honkai Star Rail, like in previous versions. It has kind of gone back on the backside a little bit. Let's see how this works out.
Impressive.
Oh, mouse.
Feeling spiffy?
And it's also nice to like use this other team. Like this is technically my A team. I've been using my B team for the past few streams, especially when after we got Cass. So it's nice to kind of go back to my A team. Like this is my preferred units.
Open sesame. Endless riddles.
Because I had Acheron in Finan's place, and like I loved using that team. And I probably will still use Acheron. I don't know where I'm going to fucking slot her, but I will probably still use Acheron every now and then, because I do love her, and I love what she can do. And even though this game has a power creep issue, I'm still going to use some of those older units, because I love them. I mean, Sparkle has been kind of effectively replaced by Treevee, but I'm not going to get rid of Sparkle, because that's what I kind of mean was about the meta. It's like, no, I didn't roll for her, because, you know, I like Sparkle. I find Sparkle way more interesting.
Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn.
But whilst we're talking about this, originally I scheduled 3 days for this game. Obviously, we're all done, so that won't be happening. So that begs the question of, what am I doing tomorrow? My answer is, I haven't figured it out yet. I was kind of debating maybe doing some Death and Request Code Z post-game, because I did say I was kind of unsure about whether I'd do it. But equally, I'm going to start Dark Souls 3 soon, so I might start it then. But you know what I mean? Like, there are... I need to figure it out. I honestly haven't. In fact, I was tempted to do this stream that we're doing now, yesterday in the evening. The only reason I stopped was because my throat got tired. Because I was like, well, I did stream for nearly 7 hours. Even though I didn't talk too much because it was mostly story, it was kind of like a general, like, I guess my body warning me. It's like, hey, come on, dude. Like, don't keep doing this. So I had to listen to my body a little bit and, like, nod. Oh, I realized he gets the counter meter on action, regardless of whether they attack or not. He just gets more if they do attack. That's good to know. I'm still learning little things with Finan. But yeah, I'll figure out what I'm going to stream tomorrow. I also have an idea for like a fun one-off meme stream, but I kind of want to do that on a day I'm not working in case it ends up going long.
Nothing but a boy.
Well, I won't spoil that in case, like I don't know if I'm going to do it or not yet.
Expand your thinking. Glimpse the unknown.
What's this resurging tide? No, what is this one do? Okay, it's just going to get like a wave of damage.
Together as one.
Oh no, I remember doing this. I got as far as Argenti's first phase. I think. Like, I don't think I beat this fight. Actually, I said he might only have one phase here, but I didn't win this fight. The timer on the value thing ran out. Or the turn limit.
Open sesame.
Let the duel commence. Put forth all your might.
Oh, is Kevin going to get one more go? I need to stop calling him Kevin. That isn't official yet. He's Finan. He's Castellana, but he is Finan. Rise to the challenge.
Nothing but a boy. Open sesame. What a crumb.
Well, okay, we're in a position where Finan will... Yeah, Finan's going to get his ult regardless. It's also entirely down to him, because it's just, like, Sparkle at the very end of it, so we'll see how this fucking goes. Oh, Jenny's like, you're fighting a gentleman. What the fuck is that coming at me? Oh, Argenti's theme is so graceful. I love that they did eventually make this change. Because at first, like, it would only play out the normal battle themes when you fight these bosses after the story encounter. And so I do thoroughly appreciate that after a lot of people saying, please for the love of God, we want to hear these boss themes, they changed it so their boss theme will come in when you fight, them in any kind of bonus mode.
You're fighting a gentleman.
You're fighting a gentleman. Like Sam showing up and hearing and you're like, Bwah. Okay, we might not get max stars on this.
Emerge from your cocoon. Please cherish the darkness with me. That won't do.
So we might not get max points for this. I think we can, because I think like if we get, it depends if we get max. If we get max points, I think we should be clear for the max stars, but we'll fucking see. But this is also the game mode I never max star in, because it's the most annoying of all the bonus modes, in my opinion. Of like the three like main bonus modes that we do, this is the one I just never really care for. I always find it too situational, and they went for a phase where it's like you had to be like a DOT machine to get even remotely good score in it. I imagine like with meta, how much meta's changed, like that would be different. Like I'm pretty sure at one point it was like super break focused, but they're always too meta focused. Is what I'm more getting at. They're always too meta focused, so unless you're like really keeping up on top of it, it just doesn't work out. And so I've never really been interested. So I wouldn't be surprised if we still don't get max points, but it'd be... Jesus Christ, that's a loud ass truck that just passed by. But I wouldn't be surprised, like... I wouldn't lose sleep if we don't, but it'll be funny if we do. If I have, like, for like the first time in my entire, like, Honkai Star Rail experience, I have all of them maxed. But going back to the topic of Amphoreus, when they're actually done with this, we're going to have one break patch that we know. We're going to... Well, I say that. They haven't confirmed it's going to be a 3.8. We're assuming there's going to be a 3.8 to have one break patch. But I'm really curious where they go from here. I don't want them to fall into like the trap of everything needs to be bigger, so like the next planet has to have even higher escalation, because there's going to be a tipping point, and I think like this is insane what they've got to already, you know. So I kind of would almost like, not that it's like quieter or worse, no, I don't want it worse, I want it to be more, I guess, slower to kind of let more things go into place, build up more things in the background. Still have its own story and like heights and stakes and everything, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like, let it start to breathe a bit more, because we've had like Eurilo 6 into the Sancho Lawfu is a good example of what I mean. Eurilo 6 had like a very high pressure point at the end, where, you know, it was Bronya having to face her mother. It was at the consequence of the whole planet. It was this extremely high stakes moment that was also very emotionally charged and hit hard. The Sancho Lawfu still had stakes, it still had build up, and it still had a big finale. But it was clear, like, it was a lot more getting to know the land. It was getting to feel out things, getting to know what's X, Y, and Z. It was learning more about the bigger picture. It was deliberately a slightly lower feeling of stakes. Like, it wasn't as emotionally charged, it wasn't as extreme. But then Penacony, the main story of Penacony, was extremely, like, high stakes and emotional, because it felt like people were dying left, right, and center, and you never truly knew what was going on. But then their way of lowering the stakes afterwards to calm you down was to kind of just not really have much going on for a while and have like a mini side arc back in Sancho Lawfu. Because we had like the whole thing with Firefly on like, and then getting the ship, which was kind of like a weird goofy epilogue with like finding Sparkle's buttons. We had the breakaway from the Lawfu. We had the monkey business quest, which was very like kind of silly. And then we had Sunday, which was the real epilogue of Penacony before we come to this. And this is going to be non-stop, like, pressure building, I feel, even if it slows down a bit after this, like, patch, and the next one's a little slower to build up to the finale. It's going to be this high pressure building all the way. If you have this high pressure building, go straight into the next story that's also pressure building, it will burn people out. You need to have time to let things breathe and be a bit slower. You know? It's why, like, when we went from Fontaine to Natlan, shit wasn't kicking off instantly. Because you need time to let the audience kind of breathe between the arcs and, like, feel into the next story and where it's going. And they've done a kind of, in varying levels of success, they've done that after every major, like, high-pressure story choke point. You know, they had Eurilo 6, and then, although Sancho Lawfu had stakes, it didn't feel as, like, emotionally pressured, you know? Like, it wasn't as emotionally intense comparison. Penacony was super strong, and then they made the second half of that update cycle be a lot more goofier and silly. To make up, to have that balance up, which I don't think worked as well, personally, but you get my point. Like, there were a few patches that I straight up skipped of Honkai Star Rail after Penacony was done, because it just wasn't interesting enough for me to want to cover it. I only did, like, the Rapper patch because I thought it'd be a nice patch to kind of just touch base with the game again, since it was back in Penacony. And even then, I didn't even finish that. I just did a bit of it because it was more about touching base. It was the Sunday one that I actually finished, so I knew it was important to do so. And also, like, real talk, it would be nice to take a smallish break from legit any of these. Genshin, we know, isn't taking a break. There isn't going to be a holiday patch. The next patch is going to be setting up Not Cry. This is obviously going to carry on at most. I think we're going to be, actually, we're going to be just short of the point score, by the way. Ooh. Yeah, I think we're going to be just shy of the 60,000. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we gave it a go. Still a better record, but not enough. And like Zenless, I never know with Zenless, like, when it's going to stop, like, not be story stuff, because, like, it's kind of hard to tell with them, because they structure how they write their stories differently anyway. But you know what I mean, like, it'd be nice to, like, breathe a little bit, because it is, like, it's a lot. Every 2 weeks there's something, and it would be nice for one of them to not be something I need to worry about streaming, you know? But because I know all of them are important across all three right now, I feel like I want to. Well, I mean, I'm going to anyway, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I should.
Days are like breezes, carrying the scent of wheat fields.
This is simple, Aglaya. So I was like, hang on, I saw these two and I was like, oh, is this new? Even if you have disguised yourself, you would be far too easily recognized in a market as busy as this. Not to mention you have no plans to disguise yourself. Everyone knows that you'd come to a place like this during the month of reaping. It is as if you have arranged to meet someone, yet you are alone. So why you are here? I'm simply here to satisfy my appetite. I hear there recently arrived refugees in the Holy City that have resumed their old trade. Their talents are outstanding and not commonly seen in the area. Then you and I have taken different routes to reach the same place. Oh, are you also? I'm here just to see how bleak fate is. Or should I say, here to see how the threads that will pass through my hands resonate here. So you, I'm not really sure what to say to that. Lord Finan, these talents that brought you here, when did they become so rare? Not that long ago, it's just... Oh, that's right, Lord Finan. Everything's beginning to fade away. I am here precisely because I wish to compare. With every passing day, something else becomes a part of the past, never to exist again. How can I turn them into golden threads with which to weave tomorrow? The holy city is the only solace for mankind now. After all, I fear that what you cannot find here is already lost to the world. So will these things have a place in the tomorrow that you weave? No matter how big or small? Now that would be too greedy, Lord Finan. The moment we leave this market, please forget about what I have said. What you are seeing is just a moment of pessimism, or perhaps a moment of ruthlessness. This is the great weight of fate, perhaps. All I am fit to weave is a sheet of gossamer. However, if there is only one weaving thread remaining in my hands, it does not matter how talented a garment maker I am. I can't hope to make it any more than a puppet string. So yeah, even Aglaya had doubts at one point. I know where we should go to wrap this. Let's go say hi to Girly Pop. Like, the girliest pop to ever girly pop, Elysiae.
Like
oh, she's not on her thing anymore. Also, I guess it's just random. She'll just be around here, though.
No rush. We've still got all the time in the world. Just take it slow. Time will stop for us.
We still have lots to do. So far, I've been on a journey. I have faith in you. Well, then, what should we do next? We could hang out around here and get to know the place better. Great idea. Take it easy and go for a walk. I'll be your personal guide, Hazel. How's that sound? Oh, a soft cushion. Hazel, want to lie down for a bit? Look, the sky is so clear. Watching the white clouds wafting by seems to slow the passage of time. I read that when night falls, a thief star will sneak across the veil of Evernight. It will eavesdrop on the wishes people make and quietly fulfill them. But I've never even seen the shadow of the thief star. I really wonder what's beyond the sky. As the trailblazer, you've witnessed the fires blazing at Herta's space station, and dreams shining in the darkness of Azdana. If you share these stories with her, I'm sure she'll be pleased. Talk about Herta, Bellaborg, Sancho, Penacony. Talk about Herta. I got this thing to stare at you. Has anyone told you this, Hazel? You're so meticulous and focused when you tell stories. You become more captivating than the stories themselves. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Turns out there are many beautiful, romantic things happening even beyond the furthest reaches of the sky. She's just like laying next to us. It's so sweet. Sorry.
That's so fascinating. When you talk about it like that, I want to go see it for myself. But I want you to be the guide.
With our eyes twinkling beyond the, with the stars along for the world. That was nice to do. I'm glad I decided to check that. She's back on her swing. Oh, what are you? There's such determination in his eyes.
Soft and snuggy baby seal.
I keep on finding new things with Cyrene.
All chubby and pudgy. They're just too cute.
I am the mightiest maniest seal of all of Aedes Elysiae. No room for two seals in one pond. I gotta show him who's boss. Now find me a worthy opponent. It's like the baby seal's getting hyped up. Is it because of the compliment? Still, it must be kind of lonely all by itself here. Wouldn't it be nice if it had a companion? Why are you still loafing around? Don't make me tail slap you in the face. Oh my, even like, I sat down really emphasizes it. Cyrene is so small. I think she is like, I think she's actually slightly smaller than, as a very loud motorbike passes by, than like Fushuan and Sparkle. Like, she is Diddy. Bless her. She is a tiny little lady. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. I know it's a shorter stream, but we did the long one last time. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely really helps the channel grow. Additionally, you can find my BlueSky and Patreon in the description of every single video. But until next time, you guys take care now.
Light up the dawn.